Welcome to Paul's Kitchen. Today we're doing roasted chicken. What are we making?
Roasted chicken curry.
That's right. This is a nice, authentic style roasted chicken curry style that I learned from my friend from southern India. An amazing dish. We're looking really forward to eating this. It's going to be hot, it's going to be spicy, and it's going to be good. So please stay tuned. Kitchen. This is Chef Paul. Thank you for joining me. So today we're going to be making one of Amy's most requested dishes. Her mouth has been watering all week waiting for this, and I gotta admit that I'm really into it too. We watched a video of somebody else doing this, and it's like, you know what? We've done this before, but I don't know that we've really done as good as we could have. So I've done a little bit of research, and today we're going to be making some roasted chicken curry. And I'm telling you, this is going to be amazing. So we got Amy going to be showing us how to do the roasted chicken. Technically, Amy is a chicken cooker of the family. When we're cooking a whole chicken or even a turkey, that's the best one we have. She learned from the best in the business, that being her mother. And I'll tell you, there's nothing that woman couldn't make that nobody would fall in love with. I know how to do this darn well. However, Amy's just better. There's no use humbling yourself and admitting when somebody, like your partner, can do a better job, so I'll fess up to it. So anyways, before we begin, we're doing some little side projects and stuff like that. One of the things that she's going to be using on this is roasted garlic. It's a spice. Now, there's a really cool company in there called Epicure. They have a lot of stuff. You can buy some kitchen utensils, spices. What else, Amy?
A steamer,
like the whole meal plan. If you really want to get into it, they'll do that, and there's some really good products. I don't know that I'm interested in a whole meal plan. Call me weird or whatever, but being in Paul's Kitchen, I like to cook myself. However, we like using a lot of spices, and this is just one example. We've used it on the show before. There'll be more that's coming. We do have a lot of them, but this is just one of the things that we need right now. And I'm telling you, check it out. There is a link on the website, www.Poul'sKitchen.club. There's a link on there for her. On the recipe, there'll be a link on the recipe itself. Get a hold of Amy, she can probably get you one of these. It's a nice little booklet where you can see all the different products, spices, and things that they do sell. I had to take a double look at it when Amy was talking about this first time. I'm not a big fan of companies like these. However, Epicure is actually pretty legit. They're really good, and I actually do firmly believe it. And if I didn't, we wouldn't be talking about it on my video. That's not willing to sell myself out for a company I don't care about. This company I really do. Hit my wife up. She's amazing at what she does, and she'll hit you up. So without any further ado, please hit the like, share, subscribe button. Visit our Patreon page. Look at Amy's page. Hit us up on Facebook. And here is Amy, and she's here to show you how to do a proper roasted chicken that she's amazing at.
So first of all, I melted some butter, and I'm going to open the chicken. We haven't done that yet.
I'm just trying to move around the best side of Amy, as if I know what the good side is, but she is Dutchman.
So we take the chicken, and now we're gonna cover it with butter.
Amy's looking forward to this video all day, guys.
And we're gonna make sure that we cover all of it. We're going to flip it around.
Notice how she's making sure to get every little part of that chicken.
That's why I'm using a brush and not a spoon.
You can use butter, you can use margarine.
I'm using margarine.
But if you're going to use butter, that's fine. Just go with unsalted. It's a little better. You really don't need salt. People think that you do, and that's just totally bogus.
There we go.
You just want to turn that around again.
I'm going to wash my hands. I'll need to turn around.
The chicken. Turn the chicken around.
Oh. Well, I should wait to wash my hands.
One thing I like about the chicken, and I find it kind of funny if you think about it, it's like a baby that had its head cut off and it's been tied up in its own little prison. I'm gonna get whacked for that later, I know.
Yes. Well, I'm gonna grab a spoon because I have liquid smoke, and you don't need very much of this.
Yeah, I'm gonna add up my 2 cents on that. And again, like when you get liquid smoke, it's
like probably that much is enough.
Yep, and it would be. I'll tell you one thing about liquid smoke that you really want to be careful of, because it's strong. If you put too much on that bird, it's gonna taste like a shoe.
And I have savory herb poultry seasoning.
You can use rosemary, sage, garlic, anything you really want. And technically what's going to happen is Amy's going to turn the chicken around when it's done, when she's done that, and she's going to do the same thing to the other side, just to make sure that everything's, you know, completely flavored, you know what I mean?
Now,
this is another example of Epicure's spices.
yes.
This is roasted garlic.
And a really good thing about Epicure is they're actually gluten-free, so if you have an allergy to gluten, it's a great product to use. And also if you're diabetic like us, there's not very much sugar in it, so there's another benefit as well.
Yeah, I mean that's I forgot about that, but this is Amy's job, not mine, so it's not something I remember everything about. But the product itself is absolutely amazing because
now I'm just going to do the same thing to the other side.
Because gluten-free
is huge in today's world, because a lot of people have gluten allergies, so that's a huge benefit. So if you want more information about Epicure and its products, please contact me.
Yeah, because I mean honestly, in today's world where we have diabetics, we have people with celiac, gluten resistance, if you're on a diet of
any diet, really.
Yeah, really any diet, but there's that special one, that keto diet, that's what I'm talking about. This is extremely friendly to that.
Yes.
This is things that you can have, and honestly, this is probably going to be one of the best things you'll ever have. What are we doing?
Checking if there's any salt, and there is none.
Yeah, no sodium in it. Like,
yeah.
Honestly, there's a reason. Talk to Amy, guys, like seriously.
Yes.
And this is why I'm advertising her on my page, on Poul'sKitchen. I advertise on my website. So we're using a roasting pan on this. So Amy, what are we doing?
We're going to use a roasting oven, and I'm going to turn it on about 350 for an hour, and then I'm going to turn it down to 200 for probably 2 hours, 2 to 3. I'll check it after and see if it's done.
You have to always check the chicken, but do it within 30 minutes to an hour intervals.
Yeah.
You got to make sure it's cooked, because if not...
Yes. Food poisoning.
Yeah. With this dish, it doesn't have to be fully cooked, because what we're going to do when we're done, it's going to be taken out here and we're going to cut it in slices, and it's going to be going into the main course.
Yes.
So when it goes in there, it's going to finish cooking anyways. I'm not saying that you shouldn't cook it at all. No. Please cook it.
You need to cook it.
You need to cook it, but if it's not completely, like you might have 20 minutes left, that's fine. Take it out and cut it at that point. You'll finish cooking when we're getting ready to the next step. But that's pretty much it. So what do we have to say now, Amy?
Like, share, subscribe, and
we'll be back.
And we'll be back.
All right, now you can say hi to my beautiful wife.
Hi. No.
I'm not going to put it in your coffee, and so that's not what I'm saying. But if there's a dish that you can reasonably put onions in, yeah, you know what? Do it. Breakfast in the morning, we like having hash browns. It's just like you're going out to McDonald's and you get a hash brown with your breakfast. I find a lot of times there's a little bit more sodium in that. There's a little bit of sugar in that. You know what? Sometimes we'll take the air fryer out and we'll cut up some potatoes. Yes, they're not necessarily hash brown. We can do that if we want to. But for the sake of just having a quick, easy breakfast, we cut up a potato, do that. A little bit of onion, salt, pepper, and we'll put onion with it. And you know what? I feel a lot better when I've had onion in my meals than if we just skipped it. It's just, trust me, you want it. All right, I think we've, not exactly all translucent, but you know what?
It only has one line on it. Doesn't need a new battery?
It will soon.
Okay.
So we're going to stir that in here. And now I'm going to add some curry. We like curry. Curry is really good, and this is a curry dish, so you can put a little bit more, a little bit less. If you're from India and you're used to eating a lot of curry, then you probably want to have a little bit more. Nothing wrong with that. If you really don't like a strong curry taste, you don't have to put this much in. It's not something that I feel like I should have to tell you guys exact measurements. Use your own mind. And just experiment. I mean, that's the fun with cooking. If I sat here and told you how to do everything step by step and exact ingredients, I don't think it would be as fun. I really don't. Now we're going to put some tomatoes in here. Sometimes you probably should have a little bit more, but this is what we had. And when I went to get groceries yesterday, and because of COVID, there's shortages in a lot of things. So you have to do what you have to do here. And this is ginger. We're going to put some ginger in there. For a lot of Indian dishes, ginger is an amazing thing. However, with that being said, it doesn't have to be an Indian dish. We use ginger in a lot of things. Ginger is amazing taste, gives an amazing flavor. It's really, really good. Now I'm just going to put some water in here. And one thing you want to pay attention to when you start cooking, especially the wok, you want to start pushing things down, because otherwise you're going to spend a big amount of time cleaning something you really don't want to clean. I know I don't. That's why I have Amy. Because I want to have kind of like a soup a little bit, you know what I mean? We got coconut for the majority part of it. Actually, no, I'll do that after. So now we're going to dump our chicken in. You want to cut up your chicken to a point where it's going to be bites, right? It's been sitting in the fridge for a little bit because obviously it's been done a lot longer, and we've had other things we had to do in a day, so it's just not one thing right after the other. You know what? If you plan your stages right with your cooking, you really don't have to. You really, honest to God, do not have to sit there and do one right after the other.
It's a process.
It's a process, and you know what? If you take step by step, sometimes you'll have room to do some things and then go do something else. If you do one right after the other, then it seems like a chore. And you can, right? I mean, if you wait it and you've got like an hour until you want to eat, then yeah, you know what? You're going to want to do this. So you're just going to stir this out really well. Now I'm going to add some more pepper. Pepper's always a good thing. Can't really ever go wrong with that. And I'll tell you a little story how it can. So my mother used to I don't want to say she was an official home care worker, she wasn't, but she used to volunteer to help this older lady out, and she might have been in her 80s. I forget her name, maybe it was Mrs. Hamilton. Really nice older lady too. So anyways, my mother tends to be a microwave cook. She doesn't really do a whole lot more than that. I did not learn to cook from my mom. That, if you ever meet her and she tries to tell you that, it's a lie. She did not teach me. So this one thing she does, and I'll tell you, she does really well. My mother can make corn chowder almost better than anybody else. The only person I know that can do better is me. Still can't beat me at it. But there's a difference between grind pepper and just tabletop pepper. Grind pepper is extremely strong. So if you only need one sprinkle of, or one turn of the pepper grill or pepper mill, you might need like 3 or 4 of the regular pepper. It's strong. So this 40-whatever-year-old woman took one bite out of Mom's corn chowder that was just literally peppered with my pepper mill, and it was mine, not hers. But I had it for a reason, because I like real pepper. Mom just poured it all in. I mean, bad. And the poor old woman couldn't eat it. She brought it back, and I had to. And I felt bad for the lady, because she's a real sweetheart too. And she really was the sweetheart. So now I'm going to put in some masala, garam masala, and just going to mix that in. We're almost done, like we really are. So we're going to soon be putting the coconut milk in, and we just want to make sure, because of all the different type of spices we're putting here, it's mixed really well. So anyways, my point is, number one, if you're cooking for other people, you kind of have to pay attention to your audience. So if we have a friend, and you've probably seen her on here before, Alicia. If I brought her in and she was to eat this, she probably wouldn't touch it. She'd probably take one bite and that would be enough for her. She won't touch it. Why? Because of the hot peppers. She don't like the heat. That's her, right? So if you know you have people coming in and they don't like the heat, then you know what? Maybe it's probably for the best that you don't serve it that way.
Something they can't eat.
Because if you know they can't eat it, then why would you do it? You're going to put a little bit more water in, because now, we're done with the water now, but now we're getting ready to do the gravy. Now, some people like making chunks, like chicken chunks, so they're like, I don't know, almost like chicken McNuggets without having any breading on. Sometimes you like that. The way I was taught how to make it, that's not all that important, but the chicken is important, so it's in there. And you'll notice that the chicken's starting to change color a little bit.
The lid's in there, so be careful. It's on the bottom.
Okay, good to know. I would have just poured the whole thing out if somebody didn't tell me.
Yeah, it fell in on me.
Alright, so we got our coconut milk in there. You know what? Maybe it wouldn't hurt to use a little bit more. I'm not going to, because it's just to a point where I could use a little bit more, but it's not necessary and I don't want to waste. Coconut milk is just too good for that. We use extra virgin olive oil on this. However, you can use coconut oil as well. That works, and you know what? That probably would have added a little bit more flavor to it. Never thought of that until now. So,
are we adding coconut to it?
nope. One thing, if you can't find coconut milk, and we had a huge issue finding it, one thing you can do is you can take heavy cream and then put some butter into it, and then a little bit of coconut flavoring to it. That's a substitute. I've never done it. I don't know how good of a substitute it is, but you can do it.
This is better though.
But the real coconut is healthier and better. I'm not endorsing people to do that as a first try, but if you're making a coconut dish and you cannot find coconut milk, that will work. Again, I'm not suggesting you do it. Not a good idea. So we're just going to leave this cook here for a few minutes, and we'll just continue talking amongst ourselves. And then we'll get ready to plate it up here in a few minutes. And she's almost done. Really, she is. What else can we do to make this better? You know what? Sometimes chicken breasts will be a little healthier than chicken thighs. Chicken thighs tend to have a little bit more fat. I like using whole chicken because it's a little bit more to it. And you know what? Making a whole chicken's awesome. Like, I love chicken. It's a little bit healthier than, say, making like a beef meal. So I mean, I would encourage anybody, you know, I'm not telling you not to eat steak, I'm not telling you not to eat burgers or anything like that. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying sometimes it's better to eat more chicken than it is to eat more beef or pork. It is better for you. And that's, you know, an important thing here. So we're just going to stir this every now and again. It's going to thicken up eventually. If you're having a hard time with it,
power's less than 30.
that's why I'm working to be done. My camera person keeps on reminding me of the battery, and she really shouldn't, because I'm just going to have to go in and edit it out. But anyways, you can use a little bit of flour. Sometimes it will thicken it a little bit more if you want to. I don't really feel the need to. It will thicken on its own, so I'm not worried about it if it does. So we're going to let this cook out a little bit more, and when it's done, you're going to notice it will be thicker, and then we're going to plate up. It's just going to be a simple matter of putting your rice in a bowl, and then scooping some of that out with the bubbly gravy. So we're going to go for now, and when we come back, we'll be ready to plate it up. But just pay attention to your chicken. Make sure that it's nice and it's been nice and thickened up, and you'll be gold. Welcome back. So everything's done. Our rice is finally completed cooking. I got our lovely rice cooker there, and my lovely dish cleaner is here. And you know what? You don't have to really follow any measurements here because it's whatever you're hungry for. So I'm gonna ladle the bottom of the plate with some rice. I like the long grain. Usually I like brown, but for some reason we have white. Whatever. Rice is rice. So we got our nice little rice here. And our curry chicken is good to go. I'm gonna make sure that we get some more gravy on here. And we're pretty much good to go. So this is our roasted chicken curry. And I really think everybody will enjoy this. It will taste really good. So in the meantime, please hit like, share, subscribe. Join us on irc.darkworld.network in Poul's Kitchen. Join us on our website, www.PoulsKitchen.club, and check out our Patreon page and check out Amy's page. So thanks for coming in, and we appreciate it.